Okay, unfortunately, what I'm going to read tonight may not make sense to people other than on my side of the pond, but something came up just recently that got me going. August 5, 2021. On August 5th, 2021, a fundraiser dinner is scheduled to be held in Briarcliff Manor, New York. Prices for the event are $25,000 per couple. Admission plus round table plus photo op with the headliner. $5,000 per couple. Admission photo op with the headliner. $1,000 per couple per general admission. It's not clear where in Broadcliff Manor that the event is to be held, but it seems probable that it will be at a golf club owned by the headliner. This is the same club that sued to have its assessed value set at $1.4 million for taxation purposes, but was listed as more than 50 million on the federal government disclosure form. Confusing, huh? It, it is also the same club the village of Briarcliff Manor say caused $238,000 of flood damage to the town due to changes in the property. It therefore stands to reason that neither the Trump National Golf Course nor its owner, the headliner and pretender to the throne, are popular in Briarcliff Manor. I'm pretty sure I'll be busy that night. But that started me off on a whole bunch of poems related to the pretender that I've been writing over the years. And so the theme of balance brings me back to unbalanced. And one of them was a new way of thinking that was written during the coronavirus. One benefit of this awful virus, perhaps the only one, is that it launched a whole new body of academic research, begun by a very stable genius who could have been a renowned scientist had he not followed his business acumen. It gives insight into why we believe things. To explain that we have more cause of coronavirus than any other places because we test more. Brilliant. And an astute meteorologist on social media picked up this line of reasoning, pointing out that we have more heat waves than ever before because we have more thermometers than ever before. In fact, more thermometers than any other country. If we had less recorded temperatures over 80 degrees, it would be much cooler. I moved this type of research into social science by observing that we have many more cases of racial brutality now because 100 years ago, there were no televisions or smartphones and many less radios 100 years ago. Who knows how far this new way of thinking, of looking at things, may take us? For instance, if we had less recorded cases of lung cancer and emphysema deaths, the tobacco industry would be in better shape. I feel, however, that the entire field of study may come to a crashing halt in January 2021 if the stars align right in November 20th. And I'll do a few more, all on the same subject as you have the ideas. Some are from my book I did a long time ago called The Trump File, but others are from the coronavirus book. And one of the ones in the Trump file had to do with a person named Herblanc, who was a famous cartoonist in the United States. If Herblanc drew today, the most famous cartoon Herbert Bloch, aka Herblanc, ever drew was Richard Nixon climbing up out of the sewer onto the curb. But we were done with Donald Trump. And I'll conclude with the cat is out of the bag. The President of the United States, perhaps on purpose, we will never know, just made us aware of General George Washington's successful capture of a British airport during the Revolution. The President's admission on the 4th of July was followed by a leaking of long secret documents to this writer by members of the administration. It seems that the success of the battle was due to use of drones created by Benjamin Franklin. The drones relayed targeting data via satellite for use of the laser cannons. These devices mysteriously disappeared until shortly after and did not reappear until the 20th century. One story has it that the weapons were accidentally developed by an aide to Franklin to look very much like the legendary scientist Nicholas Tesla, who was said to be one of the first, if not the only, of time travel in history. The aide purportedly disappeared with the technology. An interesting story, or perhaps pure science fiction. Thank you for putting up with me.